Hello. Thank you for joining us today on the Profit Scale Thrive podcast, where we guide attorneys to overflowing profits, scaled growth, and thriving lives. I am your host, Kelly Brubaker. We have a secret though. This is a special place because we don't work with every law firm owner. We support the solo attorneys who are also single parents because we know the special challenges you face, and we know the business advice out there is not always practical for you and your firm. Each week, we will talk about things that will give you the insight you need to stop feeling overwhelmed, to gain back your confidence, and to finally enjoy your law firm and your life again. Hello, and thanks for joining me today for podcast episode number 18. AI is a hot topic everywhere, right? As a business owner, you might wonder what it means for your business. However, until you grasp how to utilize AI and the various ways it can be applied, you won't enjoy the time and cost saving benefit it provides. AI seems to be on everyone's lips. It's in the news, blogs, social media, and even your favorite podcast. Hint, hint. As such, it can sometimes feel overwhelming to discuss the use of AI, and for many, even a little scary. So, questions arise like, are machines taking over our jobs? Or are they taking over the world? Yet, once you understand and begin to use artificial intelligence, it can save you a lot of time and money. You may be surprised to learn that we've been using AI for a long time now. When you're sending a text and you receive a predictive text suggestion, or when you're writing an email and it corrects a word for you, or even using Google Maps to find your way, you're using AI tools. They take in information, learn from it, and produce a more useful, focused information back to you to simplify your life. That is the actual power of AI. When you feed in good data, the computers can curate it in a way that can help you better, specifically. The reason why AI seems to be suddenly everywhere is primarily due to the release of ChatGPT. ChatGPT has become the fastest growing user app of all time. It took ChatGPT only 2 months to reach 100 million active users, compared to TikTok's 9 months and Instagram's 2.5 years. The release of ChatGPT brought AI into the public eye in a novel way. Consequently, we began hearing more about it and its regulations across the globe, which might feel a little overwhelming. You may have heard about the two attorneys who are facing possible punishment for citing fictitious legal research in a court filing in Manhattan federal court. They blame ChatGPT. Or the Canadian court that issued a practice directive on the use of AI in court submissions, which requires the disclosure of how AI was used to generate court submissions. So I wonder who's going to be the first to openly admit to using AI in that court. So please know that while I present with information today about AI and specifically ChatGPT, none of it will have anything to do with legal research or court documents. No matter how smart AI gets, I don't really envision a world where lawyers and paralegals and legal secretaries are replaced by computers. Initially, AI felt very overwhelming to me, but as I began to study and use it, I saw how AI tools, specifically ChatGPT, could grow my business. And it all sounds great, but how do we use it to grow our business? There's countless AI tools available that can assist with video editing, podcast editing, creating social media posts, time saving organization, HR software, and many, many more. But in this episode, we'll specifically talk about how to use ChatGPT in your marketing. I'll provide some tips and tricks and ways to think about using AI that can ultimately save you time and money. I'm going to share some specific tactics that you can start using today, but our bigger hope is to encourage you and inspire your own creativity. When you start experimenting with ChatGPT and what it can do, it becomes a lot of fun. The computer learns from you, and you learn from the computer, learning how to create better marketing prompts and understanding all the opportunities that are out there. However, it's vital to understand that there are limitations to what AI can do for you. It's not a magical tool where you plug in everything and hope for the best. It relies on you in several ways, And understanding these limitations is essential before using it heavily for your marketing. The first thing to know is that it's still learning and is not always accurate. If you expect it to provide information without checking it, particularly for facts and research, you may be disappointed. It can serve as a starting point, but remember that you, not the computer, will be held accountable for the accuracy of the information you share. Let's dive into a specific example. I wanted to test ChatGPT recently and I fed it a prompt. Give me 5 facts about Kelly Brubaker. That's me, by the way. The task was to see how accurate it could be in describing who I am. ChatGPT's response: I'm sorry, but as of my last update in September 2021, I don't have any information on a person named Kelly Brubaker. It's possible that you're referring to a private individual or someone who has gained prominence after my training data was cut off. If this is the case, I recommend searching for the most recent and accurate information online. Please remember to respect people's privacy and abide by all applicable laws and terms of service when seeking information about individuals. So a little disappointing, kind of, but not really. I like to be a private person, but I respect the fact that it confessed to not knowing me. But the point is, the information returned from AI and Chat GPT is not always accurate. Because I've actually been on the internet for a while now. I've been a business owner since 2005. So I'm surprised that it couldn't find any information about me, even with the cutoff of September of 2021. But keep this in mind when you utilize it. It's not just plug and play. You need to verify the information you get. It can be a good starting point, but never take it at face value. It's crucial to grasp two vital points about AI's current limitations. Firstly, AI is not always accurate. It might present some errors or inaccuracies, so be mindful of that. And secondly, the quality of the prompts you input significantly influences the outcomes. AI tools like ChatGPT are only as effective as the information fed into them. If you input subpar data, the output will reflect that. In an age when AI usage is increasing, leading to more content and consequently more noise in the marketplace, it's imperative to ensure the quality of your input. Simply adding to the noise will not yield any meaningful results. It's much like giving a loudspeaker to a monkey. It might get attention, but it won't communicate a clear message that compels people to buy your products. You need to input quality information to generate quality outcomes. To produce outstanding marketing, the messaging you input needs to be crisp and clear. AI is not a magic wand that fixes everything. Poor messaging will only result in inadequate marketing. To create effective marketing, you need to understand clearly what your client wants, the problem you're solving for, how to position yourself as their guide, the plan you have for them, your calls to action, and the success and failure in their story. When these elements of the framework are understood, the messaging you input is clear and the marketing output is effective. Apart from accuracy and input quality, the third limitation to note is that human touch still matters. When publishing copy and marketing and on your website, maintain your unique voice and human touch. Studies reveal that 84% of clients say being treated like a person, not a number, is crucial to winning their business. People are becoming savvy about AI created content. Some job applicants even use AI to generate their responses during interviews and on their resumes. If people can discern AI generated responses, so can your clients. While AI may provide a good starting point, it's not usually advisable to send out the resulting copy as your final project. You need to add a human touch. As more people employ AI, a lot of marketing will start to sound the same, leading to more marketplace noise. Standing out with a human touch can differentiate you. Although it may take longer to humanize AI generated content, the extra time spent is worth it. Lastly, it's also essential to consider the uncertain future of legal implications regarding AI generated content. So, how do you utilize ChatGPT for marketing purposes effectively? So, here's some key points to remember when using ChatGPT for your marketing. First, The first step is understanding the limitations of AI. AI might not always provide completely accurate information, so it's important to cross verify the responses. Two, the quality of information you provide to AI greatly influences the results you'll get. If you input bad or unclear data, the output will also be poor. As the saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. Three, the use of quality prompts is emphasized. It's crucial to provide clear, detailed, and valuable information to AI to achieve good results. Four, the importance of human touch. AI generated content can often lack the human factor, and clients are becoming increasingly aware of this. Five, potential legal issues regarding AI generated content, such as copyright concerns. Six, when creating prompts for AI, you should specify the tone, format, purpose, audience, and potential style references you want it to consider. And seven, finally, while using ChatGPT, the initial input might require a few iterations to refine and improve the results. The more direct and precise the input, the better the output will be. So let's take a look at how to use ChatGPT for Instagram and LinkedIn. Here's some things to consider. ChatGPT and similar AI tools are particularly useful for creating initial drafts or sparking new ideas. The aim is not to produce a final draft, but to use the generated content as a foundation to build upon. Use ChatGPT to generate ideas for posts, crafting captions, and even planning a content strategy. Start with a clear and detailed prompt to improve the quality of the generated content. For instance, a prompt for Instagram content could be generate unique and innovative content ideas for Instagram posts for my business. Be sure to specify the tone and audience in your prompts. For example, help me generate 5 creative caption ideas for my Instagram profile that will engage my target audience. When creating content for LinkedIn, you might ask for 5 tips beneficial for professionals in a specific field, or a 60-second video script with a friendly and conversational tone. The generated content should be reviewed and edited to ensure accuracy, make it unique, and add a human touch before it's published. This process can significantly reduce the time spent creating content while still allowing for personalized and high quality output. What about using ChatGPT for Twitter and blogs? So we can use ChatGPT to content Twitter content and blogs, as well as using blogs to leverage for lead generation. So here's some things to consider. For Twitter, a prompt could involve asking the AI to create a 5-tweet thread on a specific topic. The AI generated content should be refined and personalized to ensure accuracy and effectiveness. For blog posts, you should provide specific and detailed prompts to get useful results. Examples here would include, give me blog topics about X, or provide 3 viral blog posts ideas for X using conversational language. Blog posts, when created and used properly, serve multiple purposes. They can boost SEO, position you as an industry expert, and drive traffic to your main site. Blogs are not only useful for the SEO and expert positioning benefits, but they can also be repurposed in various ways. Portions of blog content can be transformed into Instagram or LinkedIn posts, YouTube videos, email content, or even keynote speeches. This makes blogs a versatile and effective tool for content creation. Blog posts can also be converted into lead generating PDFs or other resources to help drive business growth. Regardless of the prompts used, it's critical to not just use AI content as it is, but rather use it as a foundation upon which to build. The content should be personalized and checked for accuracy before it's shared. So how else can you leverage ChatGPT? Okay, acting as a strategist. You can ask AI to behave like an Instagram strategist to help grow your followers, or to give advice from the perspective of industry experts like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. You can also use it to analyze top performers in your industry and extract valuable insights from their strategy, or act as an editor. AI can be used to review and improve content with a focus on increasing engagement. You can also ask it to simplify complex text, making your content more digestible for your audience. However, just remember to always personalize AI generated content to make it more human. Or you can use it as a research assistant. AI can be used to create a learning plan for a new skill or to summarize key insights from top rated business books related to a specific topic. It can also compile a list of recent articles and resources about a particular subject. Please do not just view AI as a tool for efficiency, but you should also have fun exploring its capabilities. In the show notes, I'm going to include a link to my top 8 amazing ChatGPT prompts that you should use in your business today. Check them out and let me know what your results are. And now it's time for our listener's question of the week. Today's question is from Don. Can I use Profit First to identify a good business to buy? Thanks for your question, Don. The answer is absolutely yes. I haven't thought of it before, but yes, do an instant assessment on their last 1 to 2 years. Numbers don't lie, right? The instant assessment will show what needs to be corrected in that firm for it to align with your firm. The less correction means a better buy. If you would like to submit a question for a future episode, please send an email to podcast@profitscalethrive.com. This week's inspirational quote is from Ted Turner. You should set goals beyond your reach so you always have something to live for. Final thoughts for today. I'm sure that you can hear my excitement about AI and ChatGPT, but please don't use the output word for word. As someone who struggles with staring at a blank page, ChatGPT is amazing to give me ideas to propel me forward, and I hope it can help you too. In fact, I used AI to help draft an outline for a book, my first book. I have so much to say, and as I worked on my first draft, I found myself getting sidetracked on tangents, and I couldn't decide on what to include or exclude from my book. So I used AI to focus my attention by drafting an outline. I was then able to take what I had already written, I paired out what didn't make sense to include, and then it also helped me reorder the sections to a better reading sequence. And once I got reorganized with my book, I was able to focus on writing the last few chapters and then finally get it published. Now, admittedly, it took me 13 months to write my book, so by no means was AI efficiency, way for me. But I had read it so many times at one point that I just couldn't read it anymore to do one more last final review. And I also set it down because I knew that I had to add a few graphics to help illustrate several points within the book. And I set it down and for many months, and I almost forgot about it. But I was interviewed on the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast in early June. And somehow, while on the podcast, I mentioned my goal of publishing a book and that it was over 90% done at that point. I was challenged to have the book published by the time that podcast episode is published in July. And that was all the incentive I needed. Challenge accepted. So once my book was published, I published it the beginning of July. I used ChatGPT to help draft some social media posts to promote it. For listeners of my podcast, you have an opportunity to get a copy of my newly published book for free. The book is called Stop Struggling and Start Thriving, a guide to transform your law firm. In the show notes is a link that you can download the PDF copy for free. If you would prefer to purchase it on Kindle or on Amazon in paperback, there's also a link included in the show notes as well. If you have any questions about today's episode, Feel free to comment if you're watching on YouTube or send me an email to podcast@profitscalethrive.com. If you know someone who might need to hear this information, please share this episode with them. Or if you're on YouTube, tag them below. Be sure to follow and subscribe to get notifications for future episodes. Did you enjoy this episode? Please consider leaving a review. And before I go, remember, profit is something you intentionally plan for in the beginning. It is not a potential bonus at the end of the year. Thanks and have an amazing day.